Welcome everybody to another episode of the Startup Show. Today I have the big pleasure of meeting with the co-founders of Tickey. Welcome back to another episode of the Startup Show. Thank you very much for tuning in. Today I have the big pleasure to meet with Dimiter and Anton, co-founders of Tickey. So Dimiter, maybe give us some background about yourself first.
I'm officially the oldest entrepreneur here in the Kickstart Accelerator program.
I'm proud.
I'm proud. I'm 48 years old.
Yes.
Graduated Sofia Technical University 25 years ago. I was working in software development for those years. Then I was CIO of one Bulgarian bank. Later joined IBM and Accenture in Russia in implementation of core banking systems. And 5 years ago, I returned back to Bulgaria. Launched my own company with my schoolmate from the university. He's our business development manager now.
Yeah.
And 3 years ago, we attended a startup event in Sofia called Sofia Startup Weekend, and we won it with another idea that we had. And since then, we got hooked to the startup scene in Bulgaria, and we did two other projects. So now we're here with this project, with our latest project.
Cool. Tell me just very briefly, what is some similarities or differences between the startup scenes in Bulgaria and in Zurich?
Well, the main similarity is the attitude of the other startups. So we are helping each other. It's the same in Sofia and the same here. The main difference is that basically 3 years ago, there were virtually no startup ecosystem in Sofia. It just happened with the efforts of a few people. Now there are like 200 different startups in Sofia that were invested in and raised some money. This is the situation right now, but otherwise it's very similar now to what I see here in Chile.
Very interesting. So let's give you a few minutes to introduce yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
So my name is Anton, and I'm from Bulgaria. I'm not from the capital, from another city. So I was passionate about programming since I was very little, maybe 12, 13. I went to university to study. I got a good job, and I was really happy there. So I was working towards building a career, all that stuff. And I got the opportunity to work for a startup, for Tickey. We were sitting with a friend of mine. He was talking to me how he's going to do the Tickey backend or whatever. And I just wanted to join in to help him out. Mm-hmm. So I joined. I didn't know I was getting a startup. And still, 6 or 7 months later, I decided to quit my job and go with the flow with the startup life.
Right. So where do you see the main differences in working for a big corporation versus startup?
In the startup, it's all dependent on you. In a big corporation, you have your boss, you have your team lead, or someone who is looking out what you do. In a startup, you're responsible for everything, basically. You decide where to go. It's much more freedom, but a lot more responsibility. Mm-hmm. So I would say it's a great experience to work in both.
Yeah.
They each have different things to offer, and it's up to you to decide what they want to do with your career in your life.
Right. So let's get into Tickey a little bit. Who wants to give us a little bit of a background?
Basically, Tickey is a smart urban mobility platform that allows users of urban mobility, like people that are sharing bikes and cars, people that are traveling with public transport, to use all means of those urban mobility vehicles just by using only one app. Mm-hmm. And it's very simple user experience. Yeah. So you don't need to take care of carrying cash or cards with you. You don't need to download several different applications. For example, when I prepared myself to come here, I downloaded 6 different applications in order to use public transport, trains, shared cars, bikes. So we have this only in one app with very simplified user experience. It works just with one tap. On top of this, we develop a smart ticketing engine, so we are always guarantee that users will get the best price for their ride. It's based on their travel history, it's based on their travel profile. So for example, if I already paid enough in tickets for daily pass, I will be automatically upgraded to a daily pass.
Interesting. I mean, like this personalized payment is definitely something that is coming more and more, that you only pay for what you actually need and what you use, retroactively kind of. So where do you see in general the market of public transportation going? Do you think this is the concept of the future, or we are going more towards autonomous driving? Where do you see the industry going?
Well, autonomous driving is also a very nice concept, and we see actually our future of Tickey also working together with autonomous buses, autonomous cars, because if it works like car sharing at the moment, you can get just an autonomous car and you pay for your ride while you're using it. The same with you can call autonomous bus that will pass your stop. So I think that the future will work together with these new technologies as well.
So tell me, one of the things that is definitely always interesting in that type of things is the Uberization of everything. So when I think of buying a car in about, let's say, 10 years, I think that like my car will drop me off at work and then we'll go around, make some, money driving around other people. Where do you see public transportations in general? Do you think that we are going to use public transportation versus a car, or we are going more towards independent driving, where it drops me off and picks me up where I need?
Well, right now there are some preliminary projects in order to close the last mile. So, for example, you don't have bus stop in front of each house. So people are trying to use either cars or to use bike sharing to go to the public transport stop and then to continue with the public transport. And we are also trying to help them because we want to close the entire cycle from getting from point A to point B, using entirely public transport and using it with just one app. So I think this is the future. It's synergy between public transport and autonomous cars, bike sharing, etc.
Right. Tell me, in terms of your app development and the development in general, where do you stand right now? What are your challenges you're facing at the moment?
Yeah, the app is fully developed, and our architecture is in the cloud. It's safe. We are using the latest security measures, so the user's information is secured, and they can use their phone just as any other app, like bank app or another app that they share information. So we see this as a really important thing, that our users are safe. A lot of them are not used to entering their card details, their personal information in an app. So we want to make sure that everything is covered there. Other than that, we are still in the process of developing our core other features, but our main functionality is ready to use. We have deployed it, it's in use.
So tell me, one of the things that is always interesting with those platforms is how to find the user. So in the term they call it growth hacking. Is there any specific technique that you've been using to acquire new customers besides Google AdWords and Facebook ads, like interesting growth hacks?
Well, besides Facebook ads, we are also very active in our Facebook page. We are not just publishing ads for the people that we are targeting, but we are also sharing our experience, sharing another trends that are happening in transport and public transport. We are also working very closely with our partners, with public transport authorities, so we have basically ads everywhere at the ticket desks, the bus stops. Right now we are starting to deploy a project in Sofia, Bulgaria, in metro stations, so we will have a branding of turnstile entirely with our color, with name of Tickey. So this also will help just to
get new customers. Very good. So thank you very much for being part of the startup show here on the blog. And thank you very much for watching these two co-founders of Tickey. And thank you for your attention. And I'll see you very soon with another episode. Have a good day, everyone.